I'm really sick of the collect call from prison voice that Zoom adopted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't like feeling like I gotta press one to talk to. I don't like feel like I gotta press one to talk to the homie locked up. I don't when I get on Zoom. I don't like it. It upsets me. It really upsets me.
You have a
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the experts. It's not that. I am Titus. That is Levi Evans. We are here. We are back on a Monday evening, so you'll get this either early Monday if you're up, or early or afternoon Tuesday if you're when you go to work. But it'll be here for you Tuesday. So Tuesday. Levi, what's happening?
Not much, man. What's happening with you?
Girl, not much. Trying to see if Budenholzer is going to get a win in the series or watch his team flame out embarrassingly.
Yeah, it's looking like it might go in 4. I think we were too generous with 6, or I gave him 6. Let's go ahead. Let's start it off with that since I don't even have the game on. Who's winning right now? What's the score?
I think it's 15-10 right now.
15-10.
15-10 Nets, yeah, something like that. But I'm on a stream, so it's about 48 seconds behind. So,
well, who you got?
By the time.
In the series?
I think the Bucks are gonna get the series overall. Like, I think if
you think the Bucks are gonna win the series,
I think that can do it. Yes, because they lost one, and they only lost because they went 6 for 30 from 3, and Giannis still at 32. So if they shoot any better from 3, it's a different ball game. Because Giannis they can't guard Giannis at all. There's no answer for Giannis, and I don't think Harden's coming for the series.
So
right now.
So you're one of the dumb people I referenced in my pick video.
Watch your mouth, first of all. The first step is watch your mouth. But yeah, I just don't trust a team that came together in January and played like 2 minutes together. Like, I just don't trust that.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, going deep in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
I totally get that, but I just think they're way too good. And really,
they're good on one side. They're good on one side of the court. They got one thing specifically. They have explosive offense, and you can't. Have they though? Giannis just went crazy on them. Giannis went kind of crazy on them.
Isn't that a given though? It's pretty much
Giannis for them, yes, because they have no defense. Because they have no defense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's true.
But I don't think a team's gonna shoot 6 for 30 from 3 the rest of the series or whatever they shot.
Yeah, that's true.
They shot 20% from 3. I don't think they're gonna do that consistently. But it is possible. But I think I just trust them as a unit. It's one of those things where I trust the unit more than I trust the pieces that the Nets have.
That's understandable.
But yeah, it's also Budenholzer. He can get out coached at any moment, at any second of his life.
This is true.
Any second of his life, he can get out coached. I also was thinking, good Lord, if that front office could have kept their mouth shut about Bogdanovich, this would be a different story. Good Lord. If they could have shut up, shut up. They couldn't shut up. Talk too much. But yeah, man, before we get deeper into that, what else we got, dog? Oh, good God, Kyrie.
Well, were you able to catch the fight last night? Mayweather, Paul?
I intentionally didn't catch the fight last night on purpose.
Yes.
Made sure to not catch it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, of course, it's the big talk of Twitter. Everybody's chirping about it. Most people are angry because, most people are angry because it's the same. They're angry at the same reason as why Titus didn't watch it last night. Titus, why did you not watch the fight last night intentionally?
It was a waste of life and a waste of my time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was a waste of mine too when that frame, of course, fell through as soon as I got to watch the 2 preliminaries, but I didn't get the
main event came and they took it down.
Well, it froze up. Yeah, everybody hopped on it, I guess. Yeah.
Convenient. That's the convenient stream. I used to watch back in my delinquent days. Now I watch UFC events. There'll be ones that would just stop when the main event came. They would all of a sudden block them as soon as the main event hit. Like, oh, now we're blocking the stream.
Yeah.
Website down. It's like, wow. So you knew the whole time. You just let me watch the other fights.
Yeah.
Understood.
That's how it goes.
Understood.
That's how it goes. But
yeah.
So
it's a disrespectful life.
Going into the fight, I know it accrued a lot of eyes. And look, even Joe Rogan found himself in anticipation and giddiness over this fight. And you know what?
Rogan found himself in anticipation over everything. What doesn't Rogan get in a tizzy about at this point? He loves all the nonsense.
I guess
Rogan
that's
loves
true.
nonsense.
I guess that's true. He did a whole post today that pretty much honored Floyd Mayweather and how much of a genius he is, and talking about how he got, he succumbed to all the, build up and hullabaloo that was going around this fight. And I found myself for a few seconds getting to that point too, as I saw Mayweather walk out there and the screen froze. But I don't understand why everybody.
I just want to remind people that Rogan once said that Ronda Rousey could probably beat male boxers at one point. I just want that to be known.
Did he really?
Yes, 100%.
He's got a lot of crazy theories out there.
Rogan is Rogan. No one drinks the Kool-Aid faster than Joe Rogan.
I love it though. I'm here for all the Kool-Aid drinking. Keep chugging, buddy. I'm here for it. But leading up to the fight,
Onnit.com, ONNIT.
Shroom Tech. So leading up to the fight, I was watching it with 4 or 5 buddies, or was supposed to watch it with 4 or 5 buddies. And we went around the room. Oh, what did we think was going to happen? And I was the one who nailed it. I did not only nail it on my 2 bets that I made, but I nailed it before. A lot of people were saying knockout. Floyd was going to get the knockout. No, he's not getting the knockout. And I said it's going to last, all the rounds, and it's going to be Floyd doesn't win, but he's going to win. We're going to see that he won. And because why? What did I predict? I predicted pretty much all of these famous post-career fights that Floyd Mayweather has done. This was nothing new. And people are just angry on Twitter right now that they lost their money, but they're not actually mad that they lost their money. They're mad that they fell for it again. And Floyd told us against Pacquiao that y'all are falling for it. Like, quit getting mad at me. Okay. Yes, this is what do you call it? Bank robbery.
A legalized bank heist.
Yes, exactly.
A legalized bank heist.
We all know it's a legalized bank heist. So quit falling for it if you don't want to waste your money or your time or interest on that. Okay. You should have expected this. So I just don't get it, man. I really don't get why people thought he was going to come out here, knock him out, which there's theory that he actually did knock him out, but kept him up to finish it out, which respected him because helped my bet come through. So
I do want to say Floyd has knocked people out in his other exhibition matches. He's had 2 of these. He finished Conor and he finished this dude in Japan.
Oh yeah, that's right. Everybody's been referencing the Japan one, but I think the Japan one, that was a little different, and he was younger, and I think he still has something to prove because a lot of people did think, he's really gonna.
I think what that was about, because I watched that a few times. What that was about was that kid came in super excited, and like Floyd was trying to do his Floyd thing. He was gonna let it go for a few rounds, but then dude like started hitting him actually hard. Floyd was like, "Oh, you want to fight?" Yeah, understood. Yeah. And then decided to. The fight needs to. The time was done. The time needed to be stopped. Exactly. So, and Conor, I feel like, and him and Conor about the same size too. That was like a boxing match. Whereas this dude, Christopher Paul, is what's his name? James
Logan. Paul. It's Logan Paul.
Jordan Paul is like what? 100 pounds, 50 pounds heavier than him too.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said he wasn't getting knocked out.
Yeah.
And Floyd,
no.
He threw almost exactly twice as many punches as Floyd did. So when they were talking about the numbers too, which he still hit on the over on lands. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't hit on the number of lands. Yeah, I was saying, hey, bet on the under on lands because he only threw 100 punches and he landed like 40 something of them or whatever. So yeah, look. y'all get off Twitter, quit being mad because you're really just mad at yourself. Yes, you're stupid. You fell for it. Just admit it. Let it sink in. Move on. Thank you.
I respect that. I fully respect that, honestly. Yeah, I respect that angle, that approach. Yeah, y'all fell for the okie doke.
They did. So I don't know why. I really saw him grab his hat.
They saw him grab the hat and run around, and it was like, oh, we got to do it.
Yeah. They told
and
us.
Now people are falling for it again already.
Exactly, and they
were falling for it again with the other Paul.
Oh, who's he fighting?
Falling for it again with the other Paul. Gene Paul. What's his name?
You had it right. The other Jake. It's Jake.
Oh yeah, Jake Paul. He's fighting Tyron Woodley, and people are like, "Oh, this might be the one." Tyron Woodley has not won a fight in his actual sport since I want to say 2018. Levi.
Yeah, he's washed up, isn't he?
He's on a terrible losing streak. Yeah, like this isn't.
Well, I think that's why it's garnering really a lot of interest.
Yeah, he hits really hard for sure, but he's not a boxer. He's not even a good boxer for MMA.
Yeah.
So Lord only knows. The only thing he's gonna actually look in shape and not like Ben Askren, who's clearly just there for a payday.
Oh yeah.
I never somebody knock out and smile that fast, get knocked on their face and get up smiling with their beer belly, and be like, "Oh, me and my wife good right now."
Exactly.
I do want to say Jake is a rabble rouser because I like people who live to piss off Dana White, and Jake does a great job at it. Even though he doesn't know the names of the people he's trying to talk about.
Yeah.
Because there was a video that came out the other day. He was like, I mean, why are these guys having to come over here to get the money? Like Francis Ngannou. It's Francis Ngannou. Like Francis Ngannou, he's, him and John Jones want to fight. Book it. That's a great fight. Pay him the money. And then Chris Weidman. It's Chris Weidman, by the way. That Chris Weidman broke his leg. Is he ever going to fight again? He's even going to have money to like stop? Like your message is awesome, but you don't even know who you're talking about. But it's funny because Dana's gonna be pissed. So it's a weird line with Jake. Logan, yeah. Is Logan the one that knocked out Nate?
Oh, no, maybe.
That was Jake. Ooh. Was that Jake too?
Let's see.
Was that? Yeah, I don't know which
one.
I'm
gonna look that up. Nate.
I don't know which one.
I think it was Nate versus Jake.
Okay.
And yeah, it was Jake. And was Jake Ben Askren too, or was that Logan?
Jake was Ben.
So he got Ben and
because Jake is the one that actually has legitimate boxing. Like Jake's actually been boxing for a while.
Oh, okay. See, I've been getting that confused. Yeah. I actually thought Logan was the one who's been boxing, but I forgot Logan is the older one, and he's the more successful one. Jake kind of needed boxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, is that it?
That's enough of them. That's enough. I have nothing else to say for them. I'm
moving on. So
y'all gonna pay for that time with the situation. Willie's gonna lose, and y'all gonna be mad at yourselves. I just saw someone who actually watches MMA like, oh yeah, Tyron's about to get him. Like, this is boxing. No, he's not.
It's not the same. So the deal has finally been done. What we all knew was coming happened, except for maybe the destination. Julio Jones, Quintoris Lopez Jones, is now a Nashville Titan. The Atlanta Falcons traded him for a second-round pick, a sixth-round, fifth-round,
a fourth-rounder.
Oh, okay. So we got a second, a fourth for Julio,
and they had to trade away a sixth.
Yes,
they had to trade a sixth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, y'all.
That's the future, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna ask you, Titus, what were your initial thoughts first? I got a couple other questions.
At first, I was like, Tennessee, interesting. All right. Then I remember they had AJ Brown. I'm like, oh, it's very interesting. Excuse me. AJ Brown is very interesting. By the way, that's a real physical wide receiver room, and I just want to pray for the cornerbacks. They got to deal with that.
Yes.
Lord have mercy.
Can I throw a lot in? Since you brought up AJ Brown, I'm not being salty or anything, but if I were going to be that salty Atlanta fan, I want AJ Brown and the Tennessee Titans fined. I want them fined out the butt because this was clearly tampering. AJ Brown coming out onto the field last year wearing a Julio Jones jersey. No, tampering. Fine him. Get him out.
A year in advance of tampering.
Yes, exactly. It's premeditated. So you know what? Redact the deal. I bet you won't do it, Roger Goodell. I bet you don't have the balls to cancel this deal. You won't do it. Spineless jellyfish. Okay.
So you're handling this well?
Yeah.
You're handling this well?
Yeah.
You're okay.
See, I got the jersey on. I'm repping it. I'm AJ Browning right now.
It did take me a minute to realize that this actually is a pretty solid trade for the Titans. Like, it is a win now kind of move. I still don't know if Tannehill's the guy for you, but I mean, you can't hurt by giving him weapons like, Julio and AJ Brown. And then you still have the threat of Derrick Henry, who might not fall off a cliff this year. I don't know. I feel like it's supposed to happen already, but it hasn't.
That's not happening.
But this also feels like the setup for a potential NFL disaster that gets Mike Vrabel fired.
Okay, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, if this goes south, Vrabel is out of there. Good Lord, it is 19-40.
Nuts.
Yeah.
You got time to take that take back.
Nets in 4. Yeah, so Nets in 4.
Nets in 4. It's official, people.
All right, you know what? Bucks in 6. Okay,
stick to it.
We haven't had a 6-game sweep yet, and I feel like we're due for one. The 6-game sweep where you win the first 2 and then don't win again. Yeah. I think we're due for one. Maybe this will be the one. I want it to be the one so badly, because it's not the one that's going to the finals, and I don't want to deal with that. They're not even good villains. They're not even enjoyable villains. That's
because they don't care. Well, they care.
Do they even enjoy basketball? They even enjoy playing together. Have you ever seen them excited on the court together at all?
No.
It's like they were all friends. They all came together, and they're like, "Do we even like each other?"
Well, I have the theory that really James Harden isn't even hurt. They're just here to look. This is just to show, hey, we don't even really need all 3. We'll just make things interesting. So we're going to take turns. So next series,
one's going to miss every series until the finals.
Exactly. And while we're here, there's a theory I've been wanting to throw out there for a while. So let me just throw it out there now. I think there is a whole bigger scheme behind all of this. And KD and Kyrie.
Lord have mercy, Blake Griffin's making threes.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, it's bad. Get out there, guys. Get out.
I need to get ready for game 3.
Yeah. But I came up with
Bill Belichick on in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. But I came up with this theory after one of the many times this year and throughout his career that Kyrie has made a reference saying, about how basketball isn't that important to him, which is totally understandable. Yes. I'm not knocking him for that. But
yeah,
I totally expect, and Katie's kind of the same way too. And he's even said before, if I'm correct, like, he's not even here for the accolades and all that, whatever. I mean, he does want rings, but he just wants to play basketball and win. I don't think he really cares about MVPs and all that. Which that just may be a facade, but I'm predicting this. If the Nets win and let's say KD or Kyrie, they get the MVP, I expect both of them to get up on that podium, one with the trophy in their hand and then the other with their MVP trophy. And their little speech is going to be like, we didn't really come to Brooklyn for this. We thought we wanted to bring Brooklyn a championship, but this was never about us. We just wanted to play basketball together. So this trophy isn't even ours. And they're going to turn around and hand the MVP trophy and the trophies to the rest of the team. And they're going to say, yeah, it's not ours. This goes to them. And then it's going to be the whole big, oh my God, look at KD, Kyrie. They're giving away their rings. They don't even want them, blah, blah, blah. They're just here to play basketball. Can't you see that being the whole thing?
I want to remind y'all that Kevin Durant was one of Levi's favorite players in basketball.
Oh, he still is.
Fairly
Don't
recently.
say was. He still is.
Fairly recently. Is he still? Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he is.
I don't think the people can tell.
No, I mean,
I don't think the people believe you.
I'm just harder on him because I like him so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though he's been far more annoying than LeBron has been, but you hate LeBron. But that's another story.
Hey, I told you, man, I picked this road a long time ago, and I'm staying on it.
Anyway, what's up next? What's our next topic?
All right, so in football, before we get to basketball, Arch Manning has been trending a
fraud.
Little bit. Hey, man, let me get it out before we get into your terrible take. So Arch Manning's been trending a little bit. First is that somebody reported that Clemson and Alabama are at the top of his recruiting list right now, blah, blah. But of course, it's wide open. I think he's only a sophomore in high school.
And he says a sophomore?
Yes.
Oh, I feel bad now. I won't call him a fraud.
No, keep the tape. We're keeping the tape. So, and then, which side note, I do not see him going to Alabama. He may end up at Clemson, but don't see him going to Alabama. And then he's also trending. He was kind of trending again because at one of the Clemson's workouts, he had a pretty impressive throw, but we were more focused on the little ball spin he had in the pump fake before the throw. But anyways, go ahead.
Right.
Give your take.
So Levi, you've been texting me about Arch. You texted me about Arch fairly recently, and I said I don't trust this kid. He's only up here because his last name is Manning, and he's related to the Manning family. And then you sent me this video of this throw he made at this camp. Mm-hmm. Pretty ridiculous throw, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna come off this hill." But then I'm like, but it's more fun to be on this hill. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna maintain the fact that Arch Manning, he's not gonna be that good.
Okay.
I think I said he would transfer to SMU. If he went to a big school, something like that. I'm gonna stick to that. He's gonna transfer to a small school.
Yeah, you said the name is pretty much the only reason why he's the number one recruit. And
that's right.
If we were going to get into this battle, if you were really going to stay on this hill and we were actually going to, have a deep discussion, I was going to throw at you. I had a whole list of the Manning Passing Academy alumni. I was going to throw out there and say, hey, it's not only Peyton and Eli, but it's all these other guys too. The Mannings produce QBs. Yes,
let me hear this list. You got it already. You got it prepared. Talk
now I got to remember. I really don't have it.
My bad.
It's Phillip Rivers, Russell Wilson, Jameis, which isn't like the best one to throw out there. There's a couple others that weren't like the best examples. But
no, that's fair. Yeah, talk to me.
Yeah, a few of those guys.
Okay, you know what? That's not a bad list. My counterpoint would be, none of them, ate dinner with the Mannings or related. So they actually had to earn their spot there. Whereas Arch was born into it, molded by it.
Yes.
What's his real name? Because it's not Arch, right?
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure his first name probably is Arch, after Archie.
Whose son is he Cooper's son?
Yeah, so that's my take too, that Arch Manning is actually going to be the best Manning out of all the Mannings that have come before so far in the NFL, because it is Cooper's son and he is here to fulfill the destiny that Cooper was not able to. So Cooper had to hold out. He didn't get to have the illustrious, glorious, successful NFL career. He had to watch his two younger brothers go out there and do it every Sunday and win championship trophies. And Cooper wasn't able to do it. Science held him back. But now Science and Cooper have teamed up and they're coming back with a vengeance. And that vengeance is a bio experiment called Arch Manning, his son.
Science held him back?
Yeah, he had some type of, when he got his physical, when he went to Ole Miss, he got his physical.
Oh,
yeah, he's got some type of like blood disorder or something where he can't play football.
I didn't think Cooper made it. I thought Cooper was like never good at any point. I didn't know he made it to Ole Miss.
Oh, yeah. He was a wide receiver.
The guy who didn't actually play football. Oh, okay.
No.
I thought he was the guy who didn't play football at any. Okay. Understood.
So, yeah, he earned a full ride there, but he didn't even get to play because freshman camp or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He got the physical.
So you're saying the Manning family is basically the Matthews family of linebackers?
Is that how it happens?
Quarterbacks? Because, the Matthews family has like all the linebackers and football players.
Yeah, and they got an offensive lineman and Jake Matthews.
Yeah.
Jake Matthews.
Yeah. So you're saying that the Manning family is that with quarterbacks?
For Arch, yeah. I think Arch is going to be my take.
Be the
yes, but my take is Arch is going to be the best one, and it's because Cooper didn't get to have the NFL life. So now Arch isn't just doing this for Arch; he's doing it for Arch and Coop.
The way Derek Carr is doing it for David.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Well, I'm waiting till Arch learns how to drive before I start slandering him again. Just actualize.
And dude, he's like I said, I think he's 15. He's a sophomore, and that dude's like 6'4", like a little over 200 pounds. Like he's already built. Like
it's a large individual.
Yes,
it's a large individual. Yeah, one thing I'd be worried about why when these kids get all this muscle mass early, I'm like, I feel like their body's gonna break when they hit like 30.
Yeah,
like DK Metcalf, like how DK Metcalf, they're like, oh yeah, his dad had him lifting weights when he was like 3 years old. I'm like, that doesn't seem healthy long term.
Well, that's the first thought I had. Son. Yeah, that's the first thought I had. I would love to get him on, or I'm definitely going to take that little 45-minute drive this fall at least one time to go see him. But have you seen the 8th grader who's about to turn into a freshman? Have you seen the viral kid?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Down in Manchester?
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch him. But I kind of thought the same thing, too. I was like, this dude's way too... I mean, it's the same reaction everybody else says. Like, I don't think this is good.
It can't be good long term. It can't be. There's no way your brain doesn't fully develop till you're 25 and you need to have all these muscles before you can go to high school prom. Like, no.
Well, that's
unnecessary.
That's why, like, child... bodybuilding and really like preteen bodybuilding is so frowned upon because it does stunt your growth. It's not a good look. I don't think it's a good look, but I wish him the best. I do wish Arch the best, even though I'm gonna put him on my negative list when he gets the legal age. But I mean, I don't think he's like he doesn't in that video. He doesn't look like he's 6'4" with muscle. It's just more.
He doesn't at all.
He's pretty small.
He didn't look 6'4" either. Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, he doesn't look 6'4" either. I'm gonna look that up and make sure I'm right. But you're right. He did look a lot smaller in that video.
Right.
Yeah, 6'4", and he's 16.
Huh. Oh, okay, so he can drive. Well, maybe.
Yeah, and they have him listed at right at 200. So when you're 6'4" and you weigh 200 pounds, that's not a lot of muscle, I would believe.
Blake dunked on Giannis. Did Blake pull the okie doke on all of us?
Dude, Blake Griffin has come back with a vengeance.
Being the fourth option made it.
Year of vengeance.
Being the fourth option helped him out a lot.
Oh yeah,
being the fourth option. Yeah,
it does.
Clearly helped him out a lot. Now he's dunking on people. As you know, the annoying thing with the Nets is that I'm all about the player movement thing, and I don't really care about that. Mm-hmm. But it's the way they did it that actually upsets me.
Yes.
Because Kyrie and KD was one thing. They were just annoying. But that was fine. They were both raised. They wanted to play together. That fit didn't make sense to me anyway. I'm like, KD, didn't you leave Russell Westbrook for a similar? Okay, whatever. You wanted the ball movement, then you went back against. Then you went against ball movement when you got ball movement and won championships. All right, whatever. But then the Harden thing, I own this organization, yet also I don't like what's going on in this organization that I have built from the top. Basically from the top, and I've had full control over it. And now I'm mad at y'all. I just hate it. That really made me like just not want them to be successful. It really did.
It's really bad when you have someone who built and staked their entire journalism career and eventually TV career in the sports media world, Dan Le Batard, on player empowerment and player first. And he's even out here saying, look what you did, LeBron. You see what you did. This is of course, the bad consequences you didn't think after it. So, it's got to be bad, like the way they did it for even Le Batard to criticize it.
Yeah, it's trash. It's just trash. Like, it's just like how you build organizations and say you mad at them. You built the house.
Yeah.
It's your house.
Well, can we actually get into this a little bit?
You drew the sketch with the architect and you told him to build it and then you got mad at him for how it looked. Come on, James.
Can we talk about this a little bit?
Let's talk about we can get into it.
Because this may not be basketball, but maybe it was baseball. Wasn't there a recent report in the past couple of weeks about how an executive said to a reporter about how the player power is like the worst thing?
Oh no, it was a basketball guy. Yeah, that clown.
Yeah, it was a basketball guy. Well,
yeah, was a clown.
I mean, so what? Then you go ahead. Like, what do you think about it? I mean, I don't think you're wrong for calling him a clown.
Yeah. One thing about that dude specifically was, hey, man, the players are holding me accountable to do my job well. If I don't do it well, they want to leave. That's crazy, man. They're going to make me actually do my job good. And if I don't do it well, they might just up and leave me. Why they got so much control over their own career? That's how he sounded to me. That's personally how he sounded. That's how he sounded in my mind. Like, I think with everything, there's just levels. Everything's in moderation, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can have the fries, but don't have a triple cheeseburger with the fries. You know what I'm saying? Have the fries. Don't go over the top with it. James Harden is the example of, like, he had the fries, the milkshake, a triple cheeseburger, and a McFlurry. And then he got mad. They forgot the apple pie. Mm-hmm. It's like, James, you got enough. You don't need nothing else. And then I just came up with that, and that was off the top. By the way, I liked
it though.
Thank you. Thank you. By the way, I went to McDonald's on Sunday morning, and I drove through, and it looked very empty for a Sunday morning in the drive-through. And I was like, their system's down, isn't it? I pull up. Hey, I'm sorry, our system is down. Might be up in 30 minutes. Okay, goodbye. That just got me back on that. But yeah, bro, like they went too far. Like, if Dame were to request a trade, right? Mm-hmm. Like, Dame were to request a trade,
which
like,
we'll
you know what?
That.
I get it. Yeah, it's like, you know what? I kind of get it. You've been there for forever. They've let you down. You've never really made your opinion known. You've always been loyal with the squad you had. This first time you really use your energy to speak up on behalf of, like, changes or whatever, mm-hmm. or personnel or anything like that. I get that. Harden had like 4 different teammates that they got for him. He ran out of there. Mm-hmm. It didn't work with anybody. Him and Chris Paul didn't get along. Him and Dwight Howard didn't get along. Him and Russ was kind of sick of him too. Like, they're cool, but Russ was kind of sick of him. Mm-hmm. Like, if you read the articles coming out during that time, they're saying Russ was there at the practice gym. James wouldn't show up for like an hour. Like, what is this about? We here. Mm-hmm. I thought we should have worked. Why they had a film session? James was late. Russell told them start without him. Let's just go. Like, you know what I'm saying? How somebody come into your building and take the leadership from you, from your team, mm-hmm. and then you mad at everybody else but yourself? I don't get it. But yeah, James to me is like that step over. It's like that. The toe was in the water. You done put your whole foot in. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? James, that step. PG was kind of like that, although there were reports that, I didn't know this till recently, that OKC was actually looking at shopping PG before he left OKC. They're actually shopping in the offseason anyway. Mm-hmm. He was just like, let me make it easy for you. Kawhi would like to play with me. Talk to him, you know what I'm saying? So that one, less so. But yeah, I'd still support the movement overall. I just think Harden's thing was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it had there was like such lack of accountability for himself that I was just over it.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get, like, I didn't think, I'm trying to see how it's, like, what the executive said, it was like really moany, and I don't think 75% was not correct, but I think there's a slight 25% correct, because I get it from the point of the view of, as in, hey, they got their job too. And look, I hate when people be digging at my job. Like, I'm one of those, like, hey, I got this. Let me, do me or whatever. This is my job. I was hired for this. So yeah, I can get it. And it's a whole ego type thing too. And players already kind of have like more power when it comes to the media side of things, or fans or whatever. Well, now more in the case, but I don't know, man. I just think you're right. Like, I'm for the player empowerment, but you gotta be responsible with it. With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, and so, and then you just need to be a good person too. And so, hey, help out that team who's been trying to help you out. Okay. Like, so, I mean, I just hope that's not a trend moving forward. So much
clown stuff with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it will be, because honestly, how many players really have the power to do that? Right, it's a very small.
Well, yeah, it's like but that's what I'm.
It's just a small handful.
Yeah, that's just what I'm hoping. Like, the trend is that. I'm not saying within the next 5 years. I'm saying 20, 30 years down the road, once we get like another generation or two under us, like, that's really where the test is going to be, because. I mean, you might just get a bunch of prima donnas, but thankfully right now the NBA really isn't filled with, like, we have pretty good, like, all-stars, like, who were pretty loyal in a sense, and they know they have good heads on their shoulders. So, I mean, it's fine now.
Yeah, I would also make the point that like I think the pressure from players, teams don't players to move, got teams actually making moves a lot earlier. Like I don't think if it's years ago, if Phoenix isn't scared Devin Booker might leave them, I don't think they make that Chris Paul move, right? I don't think they go for that. But they see Devin Booker is like, look, I'm trying to make the playoffs. Like, you know what? We got to get Devin Booker in the playoffs, right? The Bucks, I don't think they make these moves if they're afraid of Giannis leaving. I don't think they go spend what they spent to get Drew Holiday. I don't think they go try to spend what they spent to get Bogdan that they blew, even though they blew it. You know what I'm saying? I think it is good holding their feet to the fire. The organization's feet to the fire, right? At the same time, because some organizations are just good just being mediocre. It's not even about them not trying. They're just satisfied making the playoffs. Yeah. It's the same with the Wizards. They've said for years, that owner, all he wants to do is get a little bit of playoff revenue. He don't care about nothing. He is trying to get a little bit of playoff revenue. He don't care if they make the finals or not. He just wants that check, that playoff revenue check. You know what I'm saying? There are some organizations that be comfortable with that with their stars. I think now they're being held to the fire by the players. Like I said, when it's used responsibly. Like, and honestly, I think there was way for Harden to do it responsibly, right? I just think with that specific team and seeing how many times he failed, it's just like, yo, you got all this attitude. You like, you know, you're not even showing up. You come out talking about how the team isn't built, how the relationship is broken after you miss every practice because one put hands on you. And then at one point, you know what I'm saying, you blew the whole, like the way he blew it up was just ridiculous. Yeah. It was ridiculous. But I like I said, I would like to agree with the G. I understand it can be kind of annoying because the decisions players want to make, like we can talk about that when we get into Dame. I understand they don't need to have input in everything. I do think it should be some level of, I mean, it has to be some, that's why it's such a small sport that like in terms of the players, you know what I'm saying? Such a small group of powerful players on one team. Yeah. They do need to have some level of input, but they shouldn't have all the input, of course. But also, that was, don't be whining. Don't be whining, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and your other point about GMs, I think people love GMs now. They get so much love. All you gotta do to be a good GM when things are going right, they NBA. Do. Yeah, but all you gotta do to be a good GM in today's NBA is get a bunch of draft picks that you may or may not pick well with, and people just give you 10 years of success. Yeah, that's what true. Up, Sam Presti? What up, Danny Ainge? What up, Danny? So let's get. I have all these assets. I am going to be in on every trade ever and never give trade for anybody. I am Danny Ainge.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that news. So let's get into that too. Danny Ainge is out. Brad Stevens is in, which kind of threw us all for a loop.
I was so confused. So when you saw that story, were you like, I'm sorry, I cut off your intro.
No, you're good.
I was getting talking.
No, that was
it. Brad, when the story came out, they're like, oh, Brad's going to take on the executive role. Were you also like, oh, Brad's about to be the coach and exec? That's going to go poorly. Is that what you thought? That's what I thought.
So I thought that for a slight.
Doing both at first.
Yeah, I thought that for a slight second. Now, I don't know where I heard this, who I heard it from. It may have been on ESPN, but before it was official and it was all said and done, and before even the initial reports of Danny Ainge thinking about stepping down, I'd heard this somewhere that this was a possibility that Danny Ainge may be out and Brad Stevens may move up. So when I saw that it was official in the report, I wasn't that confused about it. But I did think that at first, and I thought that would be very interesting.
I was. I was mad. I was like, y'all finna get Brad Stevens all his power. He ain't even went on the court. I ain't gonna win y'all gonna give him more. He had one like the worst season he's had with Celtics next to that Kyrie year. Were they even? Well, no, they went out about the same way. Like next to that second Kyrie year, and it's like y'all gonna give him power for having a bad season. Brad Stevens is on the Lane Kiffin trajectory of failing upwards.
That's a good take. That's a good take.
You know what I'm saying? He was the hotshot genius. He got to the next level. He didn't quite work out the way he wanted to as a coach. And some of it wasn't his fault. I don't think he had the best roster. And that's probably why he wants to move the front office role. But now all of a sudden you get in a front office job after being in the league for only 7 years, for one, having not had any, like Steve Kerr, when he became a coach, he had been in a front office before. Like he was with the Phoenix Suns front office during their era. Like he was a part of that. He got fired. I mean, everybody got fired, but he was a part of that for a while. So he had some experience in that office, and then went to the court. You going from the court to the front office, like that is a completely different job for one. And secondly, the reports where Brad was burnt out from coaching. Does being an executive not make that worse? I'm sorry, I thought that would be worse. Being an executive.
Yeah,
that's gonna stop you burning out.
I think it's different. I think he got. I mean, I kind of wonder it too. I wonder how coaches keep themselves in the games or keep themselves in their career, because I feel like a lot of coaches, unless you're constantly taking on different players, or it's this revolving door talent, and different, like you're scheming up different things. Really, you're just going 20 years saying the same things, coaching the same methods, and maybe just to a few different players. So I get both sides of it. I get why people are mad about it and think this is totally undeserved, but I also really do see why he may be deserving of it, or why Boston may think he is deserving of it, because I think they feel like, we have this diamond here of Brad Stevens. And I get it too, when like you really want this in your job too. Like Titus, like if somebody if your boss really takes an interest in you, or has gotten to know you, your personality, like your strengths and your weaknesses or whatever, but you have this one job, but they have another department and they need to fill this need. And it's a little bit of a step up, and they say, hey, we need somebody with these type of skills or whatever. And they say, hey, you know what? We have Titus in this other department, but I think he could translate really well, because he already has knowledge of this, and he has, all these other characteristics. So they plug you in, you get a promotion. That's what you want. And so, look, Brad Stevens talks like an executive. He looks like an executive. He has the same boring demeanor as every executive there is out there. So I think he already fills it perfectly just by the way he looks and his personality. And he's just really smart at basketball. And I think he has a vision of how to build a team. I just don't think he wants to be the team builder now and let somebody else say, hey, go coach these guys up. He probably thinks, hey, you've been giving me crap rosters for the past 2 years. I can do this way better. And I'm sure they've had some talks and visions of what he would do and where they would take Boston forward, and it made sense to them.
Yeah, but the weird thing with Boston is that they had a clear number 2 in that office.
Yeah, I did hear that.
This dude, Mike Zarin. Yeah, this dude, Mike Zarin, who I'm reading this article right now. Apparently, he's the one who's whenever teams have conducted negotiations with or trade with the Celtics, he's typically been on the line. Zarin has. Like when they got that big trade from Brooklyn, that trade went. Not Brooklyn's better than them. Zarin was the one who was on the phone negotiating that trade. So I wonder how he feels not getting a look at all for this.
Yeah.
I imagine they talked to him about it and he told you, but I can't see him taking that well. Like, I can't see that going over well.
Yeah, I can't see that going over well too. And I learned about Mike Zarin when I first heard of the possibility of Brad Stevens being hired. Yeah, I lost you for a second. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you had froze, but I could hear you, so I wasn't sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw we had froze, but I just kept going.
Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. I hear him, so we're good. But yeah, man, I think it's a really weird situation, but maybe it works out. Like I said, he does have a vision. I think it's good that he understands the players. Mm-hmm. And I hope that he understands he's gonna be good at this job. He's all the relationships he built with those players are gonna have to kind of go to the wayside just a touch, because some hard decisions gotta be made in Boston, man. Because they gotta build up a little bit better. Some of those assets, some of the guys he's grown to love might have to be out of there. Mm-hmm. And then I gotta wonder how that goes over with the sentiment, with the temperament of the team, when it's like, yo, you traded Marcus Smart, bro. That was your man. You traded him. Mm-hmm. You approved this. You co-signed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a really awkward spot he's in right now.
That is true.
But maybe you can pull it. Yeah, maybe you can pull it off. It's really weird though. But good luck to Boston. Wish y'all the best. I also do wonder if it's like what you said, where he looked at Danny like, "What are you doing? What are you giving me to coach?"
Yeah.
What have you done here?
I'm sure he's been going behind Danny's back for a couple of years now, but like, hey, this is what I would do. He's just dropping these little hints. Yeah. This is what I would do. Right.
I also wonder if he's I wonder how the coaching interview is going to go for him, where he's interviewing other coaches fresh off of coaching. That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Like seeing him go for somebody that thinks like him, or is he going to go for someone that thinks opposite of him and would do things differently? If he's trying to go for a light version of him.
Yeah, I would like to see somebody with more energy.
Yeah, like how Phil Jackson only hired somebody that would coach the triangle when he got forced to his GM job for $10 million. That's you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how it's gonna go. But yeah, the Celtics, man, they would you even want that job if you're like? I feel like that job seems like a good job to have a young core of Tatum and Brown, but then you look at what you got to put around them. You got an aging Kemba Walker that's just like, I don't know what we can do with this. And then, you got Marcus Smart, who seems to be like a very vital part of that, but also seems like a very good trade piece. And you got all these holes. I don't know if I would want that job. Seems mad complicated. I'd rather have a team where I can start from scratch, honestly.
It does. It does. Yeah. Because I totally do not get that team. Of course, they're going to need a better point guard who can play two ways and isn't going to be a liability on defense. But I don't know.
Yeah.
And they're going to need 3-point shooting.
Man. Yeah, they need a big man for sure. It's like the holes they need are not easily filled.
No, they're not.
Because they're premium positions in the NBA right now,
Yeah.
Like a good center, people always say the big man doesn't matter that much, but the big man matters when it matters. And in the East, you got Joel Embiid and Giannis. Boy, it matters. Yeah. It matters a lot. So they're in a weird spot. You got any closing thoughts?
No, that's a good luck with them. Right. Whatever.
Do you want to get to the next awkward? Do you want to get to the next awkward situation?
What, the Dame one?
Yeah.
He's going to the Lakers.
Who do they have to trade for him though? What are they going to take for him?
How many years does he have left on his contract?
I want to say it's a few. Let me hit the classic hoop type up.
Well, I'm sure Kuzma will be in it. It'll be like Kuzma, Caruso, and KCP.
I do want to say shout out to the Pelicans for being like, nah, we don't want Kuzma, we want Ingram.
Yes. Yes.
Because great move. Man, that was a very good decision.
Yeah.
But it's so weird because there was one thing that was happening in the playoffs, right? Just a quick sidebar. When people were like, man, why ain't Kuzma stepping up? I'm like, bro, Kuzma's not that guy.
No, he's not.
A good player. He might go off sometimes, but he's not the guy you want to rely on. And I respect Kuzma because Kuzma was the star dude at first when that team was just the young guys. Yeah. But he accepted that like utility player role very well, and I respect him for that for sure. Like the people were like, oh, why you can't step? Like it's not him, man. It's not what it's gonna be with Kuzma. It's just
he's a bench guy.
He can be he's a good role player. Yeah, he's a nice role player sometimes. Yeah. He's got a little daddy green where he would disappear and just make you hate him, and that showed up with them. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Dame, LeBron, and AD sounds kind of gross. Sounds really gross, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be a sick team.
No, it would be. I think it makes the most sense.
Yeah. But what if Dame goes to Milwaukee?
I mean, they already got Drew, though.
Yeah, but Drew's a lot more of a 2. Oh, yeah, Dame is locked up through 2024. Or 2023, actually. He has an option for his 24-25 season. So it would have to be a trade.
I mean, I don't know who you get out of that.
I'm just saying, if you say he's leaving, DiVincenzo, they tried to trade him once already. He was about to go to Sacramento. He was about to be on a plane to Sacramento, and then somebody talked too much. You gotta send. They ain't got no picks left. Actually, I don't know if that. You gotta send some pick protections, some protected picks. That's the only way we can get around it.
Yeah,
Brook Lopez, and DiVincenzo, and Bryn Forbes. Got to ship all of them out.
Now,
Dame in.
Do you think?
I don't know. It depends on how much Dame does. Dame want to win bad enough to go live in Milwaukee? That's the real question.
See, that's what I'm trying to think too. Is that the only thing that makes me think Dame wouldn't be willing to go to LA or wouldn't want to is because I can kind of see him, since he was trying to cut out his own path, be a trailblazer with the Trailblazers. Yeah. I wonder if he wants to go to a team that hasn't because I'm thinking New York Knicks would be great for him too. Because even though the Knicks are the Knicks and they have all these legends, blah,
he'd be
blah,
the man.
I mean, he'd be the man, and everybody would love him because if he's able to bring it home with them, then and that's somebody some other free agents are going to move to too.
You're gonna hate me for this.
Okay.
Miami. it works and it's kind of nasty.
It works too because they have the trade pieces to do it.
Yeah,
because now I'm sure they're not afraid to trade Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero finally ready.
Yeah,
I mean Mike Ryan. Now that Mike Ryan has co-signed it, I think it's okay now at this point. Mike Ryan has co-signed it. Did you hear Pat on? Did you hear Pat during the 24-hour stream?
No, I didn't.
The first time he came on, he couldn't figure out Zoom, and he blamed Mike Ryan for it.
Nice.
It was really fun. It was super weird. He was so awkward. But yeah, Pat's hilarious. But yeah, I feel like they would make that move. And honestly, Dame and Jimmy. That's Dame, Jimmy, and Bam.
Yeah, I mean, Lord Dame is definitely a Heat culture dude.
But, he is. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, for sure. Like Dame is about getting the work done. Dame's getting there and do what you got to do if he's out. But yeah, I guess we should set it up, even though people should know by now. Terry Stotts is out after what was 9-10 years, something like that.
No, I can't remember.
He's been there for a very long time. He's also won playoff series, with something Rick Carlisle hasn't done in 10 years.
Oh wow,
bro, that blew my mind today too. Like, I saw it today. Rick Carlisle I don't think he's won a playoff series since they won the finals, bro.
Oh, that was in 2010. Like, that's really
wasn't
it? Yeah. I think it was more recent.
2011 season.
Yeah.
I know. Time's been flying, dog. That was 2010, 2011 season. And I'm like, has he not won a playoff series since then? So yeah. Okay. But yeah. So I want to analyze Portland from a macro thing. I said this in a group chat recently. The worst thing that happened to the Trailblazers was making conference finals a few years ago. That was the worst thing because it made them think they were actually close when they really weren't. The same thing happened to the Hawks when the Hawks made that conference finals. You're not as close as you think. If you get swept in the conference finals, you are not that close.
Yeah,
you got there by circumstance.
Same thing that happened with the Heat last year, making it to the finals.
Yeah, the finals. You're not as close as you think you are. And the Heat played very well that series, but you got to analyze like, this may have been a matchup thing. We're not gonna get these matchups every year. If we're not good enough in spite of any matchup, we might have a problem. I think that was the big issue for Portland. They didn't think they needed to change anything major because they made a conference finals. And now here they are. Dame finally seems to be actually very frustrated at this point. And Dame's Dame's, he's really like that loyalty. I really do feel like he believes in that. I'm not knocking him for it. Like, I just think at this point, he's just like, dog, we've been banging our head against the wall for how long, and we cannot break through for anything. Like, we just cannot get through. And I think he's in that place, which I thought he was going to get to anyway. Like, I think I said years ago, it sounds all this I want to stay here sounds good until you keep failing repeatedly while you doing everything you can to succeed. You know what I mean? I think Dame finally got to that place. But yeah, apparently now he's just after. Oh yeah, I guess we'll talk about the real reason to talk about this because Dame came out and said, "I want Jason Kidd," which I was like,
I didn't know he said that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Yeah. He was like, Jason Kidd is who I want. And
what's up with these players and like, look, that's another thing too. Why are we letting players pick these coaches, bro? Between Kevin Durant and them saying, "Hey, we came here partly because it was Kenny Atkinson," and as soon as they got the chance, they kicked Kenny out the door and said, "Hey, let's bring in Steve." You know why? Because Steve is going to tell us what to do.
The Lions was out of pocket. They were like, "Yeah, we like Nets culture." They blew Nets culture up in 3 months. They blew the whole culture up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So full of it, man. Yeah. When he said that, he was like, "Jason Kidd is who I want," I'm like, "So you using your voice for Jason Kidd?"
Yeah. What a waste. What a waste.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Even the Blaze, yeah. So that makes way more sense than as to why the Trailblazers had to kick him to the curb and just tell the media.
Yeah, my conspiracy theory. Yeah. Now I heard a different conspiracy theory on the Athletic NBA show today.
What's that?
But one of the guys posed that they think Dame suggested Jason Kidd because he knew the Portland wouldn't hire him, and that way he could have an excuse to say he wanted out.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I like that.
All right, Dame. Yeah, we'll include you in on this coaching hire decision. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's bring in Jason Kidd. All right, maybe we shouldn't include this guy.
Honestly, dog, that's how I feel, bro. I was like, oh man, Dame's probably about to exert his power. He said Jason Kidd. I'm like, you know what? I get why they don't want y'all talking about things sometimes. Some of y'all don't need the power.
This is a total LeBron Shabazz Napier type move right here.
That was sabotage from LeBron. LeBron made him draft Shabazz and left.
Yeah.
My favorite part about that story is how Pat texted him on draft night, like, Shabazz who you want, and LeBron never texted him back. And he left. What an a-hole move.
It really was. They really did Pat Riley dirty, bro. And Pat Riley still said he gonna leave like a brass key under the mat for LeBron James. He really cucked him. He cucked his ass.
He made Pat fly to Vegas.
And didn't listen to a single word Pat had to say.
Right. I love the fact that Dwayne Wade still says he didn't know what LeBron was gonna do while they're out there playing just shooting around in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I love that Dwayne still rides to his man.
He said, "Hey man, I'm not in this. I'm not in this."
And that's why he's part on the Utah Jazz.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, man. This day. So, what do you think about the Dave situation overall? Like, do you think he leaves? Do you think you actually do think he's gonna leave?
Okay, so yeah, he can. I don't know, man, because I'm afraid like. There's only very few destinations that can actually land him because they actually, can come up with a good trade piece or trade pieces for him in return to where Portland's going to get the value they should out of a trade with Damian Lillard. I really don't see how you fix it, though, if he does stay. I mean, I can see him staying, but it's not working. Stuck, what do you do? It's just like Boston, man. Bro. And you're going to have, I think, and I'm not saying it, even though I really do believe it. But it's too early, so that's why I'm not throwing out the take that maybe Tatum and Brown should be separated. But I think definitely McCollum and Lillard should be separated.
Yeah, it's time. It's time, man. Yeah. It's time, man. And I've been I'm a CJ. I like CJ. I think his podcast up. I think he does some really dope stuff. But them, I think I said it before. Though, your backcourt being two undersized guards is not a recipe for success in the NBA, in a wing-dominated NBA.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, they just don't have the proper pieces around him. And I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how they're going to get him. I don't know what CJ's value is now.
I don't know either. And is it just me, man? Or has his, shooting completely disappeared the last few years in the playoffs?
He seemed very... Now, he's gotten pretty bad. And I think he didn't get hurt bad. He got hurt bad earlier this year.
Syndrome. He's got DeRozan. He got hurt.
Well, he did carry. Don't forget, he did carry them in that game 7 against Denver a few years ago. When
how many years ago was that?
When Dame, whenever Dame ended OKC as a team, it was that year. That was what, 2 years ago?
No, I can't remember. Yeah, 2 or 3.
I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, because when Dame ended OKC and got everybody gone, Russ left. He didn't stay, and then PG didn't stay. That's when I think CJ carried them in that game 7 against Denver and got them through. So he's had moments, but also it's just not working, man. Mm-hmm. That thing it's not it. Like, the best wing they've gotten is Carmelo Anthony, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Okay, so I had the things put up. Now wait a minute, Levi. Oh no, I'm sorry. They have a good bit of expiring contracts, but their bulk is still there. Like, Dame's locked up, CJ's locked up, Nurkic is locked up, and Nurkic's even talking about he might not know if he don't know if he wants to come back either. By the way, Nurkic was saying
Nurkic wants too much.
They asked him. I think they asked him you want to come back if things change. Basically, like, oh wow. And Nurkic, man, I ain't gonna lie. Nurkic did his thing in this Denver series. He did what he could with Jokic. It's just Jokic is too good for him. Mm-hmm. So Jokic could get in foul trouble. I think when he was off the court, that's when Denver's numbers went ridiculous.
Yeah,
like when Nurkic was out. Because I mean, you throwing out cancer, bro.
Yeah. Nurkic improved a lot. He
definitely has. Yeah, but he's locked up. They got some options.
That's a good trade piece.
It is. But yeah, their team payroll, I think it's got to be pretty high. And like you said, I don't know what their moves are, bro. I don't know what kind of moves they can make. Like you said, I don't know CJ's value.
Yeah, exactly. First, let me ask you this. I think
a team that could use CJ. I honestly think Dallas could use CJ, but who you want from Dallas for CJ McCollum?
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Does Dallas want CJ? Yeah.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is more clutch than CJ's been.
He was very good this playoff run, but also CJ makes $30 million. They're gonna have $30 million for CJ. You know?
Well, I don't think. Well, Tim Hardaway Jr. You can't trade him either. He's not going. I mean, he's in his free agency,
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, what would be a KP for a CJ trade? Is that the best option?
Actually, I like that. But
I don't hate that.
But Dallas is not getting rid of KP, bro. They're not getting rid of KP for CJ McCollum.
No, then I don't think they're doing it for me.
And I think you need KP more than you need CJ.
I got it. No, never mind. Y'all don't need CJ. I almost said John Collins to Portland in a sign and trade.
No, I'll trade DeAndre Hunter. You can have
Would
DeAndre
you really?
Hunter. Yeah.
Really?
Because I love DeAndre Hunter, but DeAndre Hunter has been hurt so many times these first 2 years.
True.
He's missed so many games that I'm okay to break away with him. I like him a lot, and he's got a lot of potential, but he's an injury risk.
Yeah. I think if Hunter is healthy, he's the number 2 to Trey. And then you have a very, very dangerous offense.
Oh, I think Collins is definitely the number 2.
I think Collins is gone this year, to be honest. I don't think they're gonna pay him, man. I really don't.
You're right. I mean, after what's the point in paying him? We'll already have a ring and get what we need out of him. So why bring him back?
That's not even where I thought you were going with that. But
you should have known. That's where I'm going with it.
Lord, but yeah, man. I don't. That's what I was trying to pull up Portland's hoop site page, see what their salary number is. I know it's not great. I don't think.
Can I ask you? Let me ask you this: who do you think is more important? If you're the GM, who are you getting rid of, or who would you rather keep, Nurkic or McCollum?
I'd honestly rather keep Nurkic.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Is it cheaper? Nurkic's making $12 million next year, so you got one more year of him before you gotta pay him anyway. Portland has the 6th highest payroll in the league next season, dog.
Oh my God.
6th highest payroll for a first round exit. That is not pretty.
They're the Atlanta Falcons of the NBA.
They are, bruh.
Because we did the same thing too. We peaked way too early.
Committed. Yeah.
Exactly.
You didn't. Yeah, it's bad for them. Yeah. But yeah, Portland. I don't know what happens. I'm interested to see how it plays out. I think Dame is being quiet now that Jason Kidd dropped out. I think he's kind of just letting things play out before he says anything else. Mm-hmm. So, my gut tells me he's probably going to stay at least another year. I think he's going to be pissed. I think they're going to try and do something. They're going to convince him. I think he comes back gives it another run before he decides that, you know what, I don't think this is working out.
Yeah.
Now, how do you think the fan reaction to Dame leaving would be? Not for Portland fans, because obviously they'll be. I think Portland fans would be upset, but I think they might. I don't know. Portland might understand actually.
Yes, I think
they know. They know top down is a problem.
Damian Lillard has a free pass from literally everybody. I feel like from the collective majority of both Portland fans and just general NBA fans, everybody's giving Dame the free pass. Everybody's actually already pushing him out. They're saying, "Hey, Dame, get out now, man. Get out now."
They have been pushing him out. They have been on it. So, how much blame do you think Dame holds for this?
Wait, what?
How much blame do you think Dame holds for this? I feel like you have some blame Dame in you that you want to get out.
What, for them not getting to?
Yeah, I want to hear it. Yeah, how much blame Dame?
I don't have any blame Dame.
Oh, okay. The way you said the free pass thing made me think it was some toxicity there.
No. I agree. Yeah,
I just want to see if I can fish it out. I just want to see if I can guess it. Ooh, there's some toxicity here. Some Dame.
I saw it. Yeah, you literally went to the edge of your seat.
Yeah, like, let me cast my rod out and see what we can find in here. We can fish out. But yeah, I kind of agree. I think there's gonna be a lot of people like, oh, he talked all that loyalty stuff. I think it'll be like those, but I think they'll probably be in the vocal minority for him. Mm-hmm. I believe, just because, I think you said, like you said, we've seen Dame literally give it his all every time, and it just hasn't been enough a lot of times, man. So, yeah, I think it's another year before he wants out, though. But I think some big changes are coming this offseason. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be awkward for him to deal with because Dame and CJ, I don't know if people know this, Dame and CJ are really, really tight. Like, they're really tight. So I think losing him is gonna be. I think that's part of the reason they've been scared to make a move. Yeah, and also like they want to upset Dame. At this point, man, he upset already. You might as well just, you know what I'm saying? You might as well see what you can do and figure it out. Take some swings.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's what I'm at with that. What else? So I guess we can close that topic out.
Yeah, sorry, I just got distracted. I'm watching this Bama softball game, and something big happened. No, I'm missing.
Shout out to Odyssey Alexander, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Odyssey Alexander. Oh yeah, I did too.
I didn't watch any of the softball tournament before this, and I turned the TV on. It was on, and like it was literally in the middle of James Madison's collapse. And first of all, I was like, oh, James Madison's good at softball. I didn't know that. And then I found out they were unranked and had made a run. I was like, oh, okay. But then I saw her face as the runs kept going in, and she was like so distraught. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
So and I saw her numbers, and I'm like, yo, she was cooking.
Yeah.
She ran out of steam. So yeah, I felt shout out to her, man.
Dude, tough day because I think a lot of people would agree. She's definitely the second. I think she's like the second best in college softball right now out of the pitchers. First best is Montana Fouts, who plays for Alabama. But this delay really screwed us up because Odyssey let up the most runs I think she's ever let up in a single game, and Montana got taken out in the first inning for the first time ever in her career. And don't roll your eyes at me. I'm not being a Bama homer. Go look it up. Montana Fouts is like the best college pitcher. Like, she's probably better than Jenny Finch, honestly, like with her stats.
I didn't know you saw that.
Yeah. No, I did see that. I mean, I wasn't paying you any mind, bro, because I already knew it was coming. I already knew it was. You don't even know anything about college softball. But I wasn't going to argue it. I was going to eye roll, speak for itself. I wasn't even going to argue. I'm like, I don't even know anything about this. I'm just assuming this isn't being a homer again. I'm just guess. Yeah, look it up, man. I'm not being a homer.
Yeah, I did see. I kept looking up from dinner, and every time I looked up, Florida State had a new person in scoring. I was like, "What is happening right now? Why are people getting smoked today?" So they were supposed to play yesterday, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Because I saw postponed on. When I checked the schedule, they were supposed to play yesterday, and okay.
Yeah. So and apparently that really screws you up. So like. Yeah. Odyssey, I think too. No, they ended up playing yesterday. I don't know if she pitched, but apparently that's a big thing. If like you're in the middle of a tournament and you get 2 days rest, that's not good.
It's a problem. Okay.
Yeah. So
all right. But yeah, it's good to her. But yeah, man. What were we going to next? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah.
Do you want playoff talk?
Yeah. Well, let's just throw out. You want to just go ahead and like throw out our predictions for what we got.
Suns Nuggets tonight.
Yeah, Suns Nuggets tonight. Who you got? Not the game, but the series.
Oh yeah. First off, I want to say that I saw on our NBA specifically, because I don't know if you know about this about our NBA, but when a player loses who is divisive, all the anti people come out and strong when they lose. Our NBA is so petty. There was some LeBron highlights of LeBron doing that LeBron thing where he don't really be trying, and I just want to say that I respect mailing in at work when you know it's for nothing. I respect a good mail in.
LeBron mailed it in like before the playoffs even started. I think he mailed it in before the season even started.
I think he was legitimately. I do think he was hurt for a good. I think part of his bad play was he was injured, and then I think once he saw that them dudes did not have anything at all. Once he had to beg KCP to shoot in his face, and I think he was like. And AD was always like, you know what, bro? We down 20. Devin Booker is 6 for 6 in the first quarter. You know what, dog? We good. Kyle Kuzma just drove to the basket and fell down. I'm good, bro. Let's go home, dog.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, I know all of you, most of you, I'm sure, in our NBA work regular jobs. If you were telling me when it's your job, you haven't been in a toxic environment where you just felt like mailing it in, I don't believe you. LeBron's in an environment. Nothing good was gonna come in his hard work. I was like, you know what? Let's just get this thing over with. Yeah, let me get these 8 hours done, man.
LeBron, when he goes out though, like it's kind of like Kyrie. LeBron gives good ammunition though for these things to bring out his haters because
he does.
I made fun of the shoulder comment off 6 minutes. Yeah.
I made fun of the shoulder comment when he was like, these shoulders is big for a reason. So when they lost in this game, I said, shoulders weren't big enough. Yeah, I made fun of that because it was funny.
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
Well, I think that, and to him, the whole because everybody's talking about him walking off the court or 6 minutes into it, which I mean, I think that's not a good move. Like I think you should stay out there. I get it. I would have done the same thing too, but you're supposed to be better than that. It
only got saved because he did talk. They got the picture of him and Devin Booker in the locker room after. Where him and Devin Booker did the whole jersey thing. So I'm like, okay, that's just a little better because it is a bad look. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good. But LeBron's always been that. And that's the one thing I've always thought. Like LeBron, when LeBron knows it's over, he is done with all of you. He don't want to be around y'all. He is sick of y'all. He is.
Yeah.
I feel like LeBron, that dude that he's like the example of he like lives out the phrase. I feel like when he was super young, somebody told him, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. I think somebody told him that super young, he lives it every day. Where he's like, the horse ain't drinking. I'm going home. They not drinking. And he's out. I feel like he lives by that in the most extreme way.
I thought you were going to throw out the phrase, it's my way or the highway. I thought he may have heard somebody say that when he was young. He was like, That's it. I like that. It's my way or the highway.
That too, yeah. I think about both of those. The shop. I do want to say that the shop episode was pretty funny.
I don't watch it. Is that with Jay-Z?
Pretty funny. Yeah, it was pretty funny. There's this clip that went on the internet that I think had a show. He was like, I play with 2 juniors and I play against their dads too. If I make it to a third, bro, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it was a pretty good episode. He talked about how he wants to hear the name Orlando again and how he's never taken his daughter to Orlando. He's never taken her to Orlando.
Never going to Disney World.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're like, "What if you get traded there?" He's like, "I'm retiring, dog. I'm not doing it. I'm never going back there. I'm done."
I would definitely retire if I got traded to the Magic too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know how I feel about Orlando right now, anyway. Shout out to my personal life.
The whole place is toxic.
Shout out to my personal life.
So Nuggets Suns, who you got?
Nuggets Suns, though. I really, really, really don't want to pick against the Joker, Nikola Jokic. Mm-hmm. I don't want to, but I have to because I just don't think they have enough in this series. I really don't. Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're doing with Devin Booker. I look forward to the one Campazzo and Chris Paul competition for who can throw the dirtiest shot. That'll be really fun for a game because Lord knows when I'm going to try it. Mm-hmm. But I just don't think they have enough, bro. So I listened to the Ring NBA show and Chris Vernon said, Chris Vernon said he went to look at the box score of their 2 meetings this year, see, try and get a hold of what they're going to do. They played twice in 1 week, right? Mm-hmm. Both games went to overtime. He said the only starter left from Denver is Jokic. Everyone else there in the line was not there. Like, they just don't have enough. I don't think they have enough, man. I think Phoenix is a more complete team. I think Phoenix is going to take this in 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I do.
I've been thinking about this all day because I was actually planning on making a little pick video, but I didn't do that because I couldn't decide. And who the Suns just be? LA? Didn't I make
Lakers?
Didn't I make that the argument as to why the Suns were going to beat them? Because even though the Lakers may have them on the front court, the back court is way too better. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna have to ride with that too. I'm going to be interested. Is Ayton going to be guarding Jokic?
I believe so. And Ayton in these playoffs have been ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah. Well, he's been really good all year. Playoffs, he has been ridiculous.
Right, because they couldn't stop him at all. LA couldn't stop him at all. And the thing with Jokic is that's a tricky ass, man. And you're risking foul trouble with him if you got him guarding Jokic. But I don't know where else you put him, honestly. So I think he's probably gonna have to be on Jokic, which is gonna be really tough for them. Mm-hmm. I think might come up with something to try and limit how exposed he is in terms of foul trouble and everything. But yeah, it's gonna be a tall task for him. Mm-hmm. I just at some point I think Jokic is just not gonna be enough, man. Michael Porter Jr. is almost ready, but he's not ready yet.
See, he's this huge X factor.
He is.
Because if he shows up for all these games and plays ridiculous, then they definitely have a great chance. Yeah. And I think, how's his defense? That's a good.
It's been better. He's improved at it. It's not great, but he's improved. Yeah.
That's somebody who's got the build who can guard Devin Booker.
Yeah, that's true. I think Aaron Gordon's going to be important defensively, especially his wingspan. Can he limit what Chris Paul can do, especially if he's a little hobbled? Yeah. They have some ways of it, but I think the path to victory for them is so difficult. Whereas Phoenix is just look, dog, Devin seems ready. Devin closed the Lakers out. He was in the first quarter, y'all, we not doing none of this no more. Y'all are out of here. Mm-hmm. Y'all going home today. Y'all staying home, I guess, basically. Y'all staying home today. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a tricky series, but I think Phoenix just has a little too much for him. Just a little too much.
So you have the Phoenix Suns in?
I'm taking the 6. I'm going to take Phoenix in 6.
Phoenix in 6?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my little monologue.
Man, I'm mad, bro, because Denver, I really would have Denver in the finals, bro. If Denver was healthy, I think they would be a finals team right now.
Oh, yeah. If Denver had Jamal Murray, bro, I would say if Denver didn't even have Jamal Murray but had Will Barton, I would give Denver the win.
Yeah. Because Barton can I think he can do enough to hold Booker a little bit, right? He can make Booker work. Yeah. Because you're not gonna stop a great offensive player, but you got to make him work.
Yes.
Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Here's
yeah.
Here's my monologue. Along with the Will Barton, Jamal Murray factor, I see the Nuggets having a good chance of winning this series, and I would pick them. You got, I think, another X factor along the ones that we just named with Aaron Gordon. Who was
Michael Jr. Porter?
Yeah, so yeah, Michael Jr. Porter. We got Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and my X factor, who I named for the first round, and I think he ended up being an X factor, especially in the last 2 games of the series. JaMychal Green, I think he's another guy. He's just very versatile. Even though he plays the 4, he can play down the 3 or 2, and especially guarding guys. He's very long, 6'9", very athletic. He can move around. So those are like reasons why I would pick them. Along with Jokic, he can go out and get you 40 easily. Yeah. And that's if he decides to score some points in all 4 quarters.
If he feels like it that day.
Yeah, exactly.
He might want to feed the block. He might want to feed the block one.
The only reason right here why I'm picking the Phoenix Suns to beat the Denver Nuggets, because just like Pam felt God in that Chili's, Devin Booker felt Kobe in that arena, beating the LA Lakers. So Kobe is there. Kobe will be there in Phoenix and in Denver, and he will help carry Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and the Phoenix Suns all the way. All the way past this round. Boys. We'll see about the next round.
Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and them boys.
Yes.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. What's our other series? Oh, Clippers. The Clippers survived. They got through round 1. Levi.
Yeah.
I think Clippers going to the finals.
It's a tough one.
I think Clippers going to the finals.
What was that?
I think Clippers going to the finals.
Oh.
I do. Utah. I like Utah a lot. Utah's offense is explosive. Their defense is nice, but bruh. Now, I thought what you said has been in my head, Levi. You said this is the revenge year.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago, a man, an Australian by the name of Joe Ingles, embarrassed a young man named Paul George badly in Oklahoma City. If this is the revenge year, Paul George is going to get his revenge on Joe Ingles this playoffs. And my thing is, Utah, I like that Memphis tested them a little bit. They had to work with a couple games in that series to get Memphis out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But dog, they couldn't stop Ja Morant from getting to the paint. And that's a point guard. That's who I thought they were kind of built to limit a point guard. They got to deal with Kawhi and Paul George trying to go to the paint all day now. With a team that's pretty versatile defensively, with a team that can go small and run Rudy off the court. Because if Rudy got to go guard somebody, then we all know what that is for the Jazz. If Rudy's got to get out there, I think they can do a little. They can do a good amount. I think it's a tough match, but I think they can do a lot to limit them. Like Dallas, I think Utah could have got Dallas out of here because they both like to shoot threes, but Utah's actually good at it. Consistently good at it. So I think Utah would have got them out of there. This series is a little more tricky because it's 2 really big wings, and I don't know if they're built to stop 2 wings like Kawhi and Paul George. I really don't. And we saw Ty Lue make adjustments this series, right? Like Ty Lue saw things where he's like, I will bench whoever I need to bench right now. I don't care. You will go on the bench if you're not contributing, right? So I trust him to make the adjustments. I think Utah is a really good team. This is just a difficult draw for them. I think the Clippers can get through it. So I don't think it's gonna be easy. I might have Clippers in a really tough 6, but I think the Clippers get it. I do.
As much as I want to pick the Utah Jazz, I want to pick them so bad.
Yeah.
The Clippers the Clippers got hot at the right time. And this is the year of the revenge. Nobody expected this from them. Here they are. Reggie Jackson in the glasses is a baller. He's the X factor. Reggie Jackson in the glasses, bro. Bet Reggie Jackson in the glasses, in the flat jackets. So, I'm going with the Clippers because you're right. Their wing play is too good. It's too good.
Yeah, and I think mentally, them getting through that series, having a tough series like that and getting through it, I think that's going to unlock them a little bit.
Yeah.
Like the way getting through game 1, the way getting through game one unlock the Bucks in that series, I think it's really gonna unlock the Clippers, and they're gonna be able to just like, all right, cool, we here, we know what we're doing.
Yeah. So, when was the last time the Jazz played too? I feel like it's been a good minute.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a good minute because they won their series in 5 and Clippers went 7, so it's probably been at least
a week,
6 days, maybe. Yeah, a week, maybe. Yeah.
That's not gonna be good. That's not gonna be good.
Bro, teams that take that week off always get smoked that first game.
Yeah.
They get ran out the gym.
So LA's about to steal one for sure at home.
Yeah.
It's just not looking good. But shout out to the Jazz though for
right. Great season. It seemed like a knock on them as a team. It's just like I think it's just a really tough matchup. That's the league right now. The league is really a matchup thing right now, dog. Like the seeding is cool, but the matchups are really what's making it.
I can see it going. I'm going to say Clippers in 7 though, because I really do. I just like, to me, it's the same thing with Atlanta. So much offensive firepower where you can just throw this dude in or this dude in, and either one of them, like out of all the 6-7 guys, they can put up 30 if they wanted to. So yeah, Clippers in 7.
Yeah, I like it. We both, Jesus, we are aligned. We're aligned. Are we gonna be 100% right, or is somebody gonna embarrass us, make us look crazy?
Oh well, here's the last one that we're not gonna be aligned on.
Oh,
we still got to talk about. So go ahead and make your excuses. My Atlanta Hawks feature Philadelphia Sixers 76ers.
Look, the Hawks played the game of their lives. Philly was a little rusty. Embiid out there. I was extremely worried about Embiid playing on this meniscus tear because I mean we've seen all these players in the past like come out. We just saw AD have to go out after 5 minutes of action. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt rushed. But then my dad said, "Hey, did you know I've had a small meniscus tear for 5 years while I'm still refereeing basketball and football?" It's like, didn't know that. Okay, I'm less concerned now. I mean, you're not a 7-foot NBA player, but you know you're moving around still. All right, I'm a little less concerned. So, you know, and he looked fine. Embiid looked pretty okay out there. Yeah. Actually, he didn't look like he was messed up or anything. I think more than anything, Philly didn't really understand the matchup that well, it seemed, because I think they believed in Danny Green more than they should have. Because Lord have mercy, Trey cooked him from the jump. I was texting Q from our NBA show the other day, right? Because he watched the game late at night. Yesterday, I was like, I don't want to see Danny Green on NBA court again. And he was like, he said, I'm just turning the game on now because he like watched the replay of it. He's got league pass. Bruh, it was 2 minutes later, like, oh my God, Trey's already cooking him. Like, bruh, this is what I'm telling you. Like, it's bad. It is so bad. But yeah, I think Philly's defense, I do like some things Doc said after like the first quarter. Like, look, I'm not worried about our offense. We're getting points. The problem is we're not this bad defensively. We're a much better defensive team than this. We got 9 turnovers the first quarter. We don't play defense as bad. I think they came out a little like I think they underestimated. I think they thought the Hawks were just like they thought the Hawks were light work a little bit, right? I really do. I got that vibe. I think the Hawks came out there like still hot from the last series, like, bro, we are here. We got something to prove. And they did what they should do, did what they were supposed to do until they all of a sudden didn't know how to break a press at the end of the game. And without getting 5-second calls. Who get 5-second calls in the NBA? They give you like 8. You get like 8 seconds. How you get however, all that being said, Levi, Hawks look great. I think the Hawks are a bit of a tricky matchup. However, Sixers in 5.
Sixers in 5.
5 of them things.
I do expect them to split, but I don't think the Sixers are going to win 2 in a row.
5.
In Atlanta.
5.
Yeah, so I got Atlanta in 6. Yeah, it was just everything you said is correct. I think you're right, but at the same time, I'm going with the take of too much firepower. And one of the huge differences too was the bench points. Atlanta just raked Philadelphia when it came to bench points, and I mean that's pretty much how we're winning all these games. And this is why I've been giving Atlanta the edge and saying why they're better than everyone thinks they are.
It's another thing I want to ever see again. That all bench lineup Doc threw out there. Don't do that no more. Don't do that. Don't do that again. What was that?
Yeah.
What was that bench lineup, man? Tyrese Maxey looked good, but Tyrese Maxey got 2. He did okay. He had him on like, I'm actually out here doing good. Let me just shoot the ball 33 times.
Yeah.
It's like he needed a little more Terrence Mann in him.
Yeah.
Terrence Mann, who jumped in the air and then decided he didn't want to shoot no more.
Terrence Mann's definitely going to be the X factor for Philly in this series.
Terrence Mann plays for the Clippers. You meant Tyrese Maxey?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I didn't.
You had a moment. Yeah. I think the change Philly can make it pretty simple. I think they figured something out defensively towards the end of that game. It's like, okay, we got to be like a mad physical team with them. Like that's the only option we have. Yeah, we got to be very physical. And I think they realized Thible's going to have to get a lot more minutes. You have to sacrifice a little bit of offense on that end and trust maybe he can hit a few threes, but I think Thible's got to get, because like I said, you're not going to completely stop Trae Young, but Thibault made Trae Young work a little bit, right? Like he made it a little difficult on him, and you just got to put him out there. Thibault, Ben, and Embiid on the court is a nice trio. Seth Curry I think Seth Curry is going to have better shooting performances than he had last night. He was pretty solid towards the end of the game. I think he'll be better. I don't expect the Hawks to shoot that well again in the series. Now, I also said that about the Mavericks a couple times, and Mavericks shot better, but that was more about the Clippers defensively just not knowing what to do. I think Philly's a better defensive team than that, so I think they can get through this. I do. I think Philly's going to be okay in 5. It's also felt like the thing where the hot team just kind of kept it going, like the little kind of underdog teams kind of kept their momentum going for a game. That's why I've got 6 and 5. I just feel like, all right, Philly's going to get their mind right and get them out of here.
I just think I just love how, and I was cursing us at the beginning of the year. Yeah, I get it. But I just love how we put this roster together, and I love how we're just sprinkled with everything. Like you got just enough young players, and you got just enough youth and just enough veteran experience. And I think Atlanta, I just love the attitudes on all these guys and the chips on their shoulders, and nobody expected this. Nobody did. It's a lot of energy. Yeah,
it's a lot of them. And Memphis have a lot of the same kind of energy,
but they're way better than Memphis.
Because they got a better roster than Memphis right now.
Yeah. And so I texted you this. He was he played a little bit of a factor, but since we both anticipate Philadelphia playing a lot more aggressive style of defense. And I really expect a lot of half court traps. I think they're going to throw a bunch of different things. I think they're such a versatile team. You throw a lot of different defensive looks at them. I pray they don't go zone. I don't believe in zone. So I'm glad Dallas went home. They're long enough to play zone, I believe. But
they are.
Yeah, and if you want to keep Atlanta true and just make them shoot all threes, I mean, it's a good route to go. But because they're so long and because they're going to play that press defense, I think Lou Williams is going to be the X factor because he's one guy who can for sure break up that defense along with Trae Young. So having those two in at the same time, I think can get a little interesting. The only downfall is that Lou Williams is one of the biggest liabilities right now in the NBA when it comes to defense. I mean, he's been that way for so long. My guy retired from defense, 10 years ago.
My favorite Lou Will thing was like when he told Trae Young, "Is your team don't pass it?" Of course, Lou Will said that. What else would he say? It's Lou Will. Like Lou Will sees a pass. Like, why'd you do that, bro?
Yeah.
Lou Will sees if you have throw pass, Lou don't like. If you can throw a fancy pass, maybe a highlight, he's cool with it.
Yeah.
You are throwing regular chest passes. Like, what'd you do that for? That's gross.
Lemon pepper Lou, bro. We don't have anything plain.
A true legend
here.
Now, I do want to say I think making the conference finals would be the worst possible thing for Atlanta, bro. I think they're gonna do the thing that everybody that we talked about today,
and then we'll keep John Collins paying way too much money. Yeah, we're kind of in that spot.
Yeah, it's a weird position.
I think Atlanta's actually a little.
I'm really doing you a favor.
Yeah, I think Travis Schlenk is way too smart to actually pay John Collins that money.
His job, bro. Schlenk's done his job.
Yeah,
and
yes.
I do. Let's not forget Trae Young won a playoff series for Luka Doncic.
That's crazy.
Ain't it? And also, I would like to say this, not to compare the two. I mean, it kind of is. But can you imagine what kind of roster Schlenk would have built around Luka, the way he built this roster around Trae?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you would have, you can substitute the right now, and I think that roster is fine for Luka. I think Luka could work with that roster.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I fully agree. And it looked like the first couple of years, Dallas did have a better roster. Like the first couple of years of Luka, Dallas was ran better than me. But now it's just kind of flipped on its head with the aggressive moves that actually did work out better than they looked.
Yeah.
And you still got Chris Dunn coming next year, allegedly, possibly. He's allegedly an Atlanta Hawk.
Yeah. Yeah. Allegedly. I don't think he'll be there next year. And apparently
he's on a 1 year, right? He's on a 1 year. Was it 1 year with the option, something like that? Yeah.
Chris Dunn did play against the 76ers in one of those games this year. I saw it on the stat sheet.
Did he?
When I was looking. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a Christmas
It was
fan.
when, but I'm sorry.
You good?
That game that he played though, both like, dude, all three of the games we played against Philly, we didn't have our full rosters. And one of those games, Trae Young was out, Bogey was out, Kevin Herter was out, Hunter was out. So yeah.
Atlanta didn't have their full roster like ever.
Yeah,
for so long. Like that full roster, that roster was just like
they kept taking turns getting injured.
Yeah, man. But yeah, do we have another series? That it?
No, that's it, man. I'm about to have to get off in a minute.
Oh yeah, we good. I'm gonna stay with my pick for now, but honestly, I know I said Bucks in 6, but honestly, I feel like Nets in 3 at this point.
Just make the Bucks quit, not even show up for game 4.
Yeah, Nets in 3, dog.
Yeah. Hawks
Nets in 3, Bucks in 6. All right. Well, y'all got our picks on the record, got them on wax. Stay tuned. I'm trying to line up an NBA show Wednesday. I'm trying to, but. You have to understand when you do a show with 4 people, it gets very complicated. Everyone on the same schedule. Because we are not a network. So we have no obligations. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate y'all for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Levi, as usual. This was a great show, by the way.
It was, yeah.
This was like one of our best. I ain't gonna lie.
It was. And we got to thank the content too, because and everybody out there that there's pretty good content or topics to talk about.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Dame, say something else this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, appreciate y'all. Thank you for listening. Levi and Titus, we are out.
Peace. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. You want me to throw this up?